What's up, everybody? This your boy Trayvon here with Central TV, and today I'm going to do a full review on a fragrance from the house of Ralph Lauren, or Ralph Lauren. Now, this fragrance is very nice, and I believe it was released last year in 2022. And I got this fragrance from Nordstrom Rack for it came in a gift set. You know, it came with a travel spray and all that, and it came in a gift set for the price of $75 and some change. And man, it's a steal. But without further ado, let's just jump into it. And that fragrance from the house of Ralph Lauren, we have Polo Blue Parfum. There you go. Here is the bottle. You got RL at the top of the cap here. Around the collar of the bottle, you have the name of the house. On the sticker, this is a 4.2 fluid ounce bottle, and then on the sticker you have the batch code as well, and it's a Parfum concentration. Also at the top of the atomizer, you have the R and L right there too as well. The atomizer is pretty dope. You know, you can kind of control the amount of juice that comes out of the bottle, so this has a great atomizer. So what I get out of this wonderful fragrance? This fragrance comes off in the opening as very fruity, spicy. It has a dry dustiness to it. Has like a marine type of a touch to it that's not too salty. It's like a blue marine type of a scent that's fruity and spicy, woodsy spice as well, and it has a little bit of a light floralness to this fragrance as well. But let's just jump into the notes. So in the top, you get some mandarin orange, pink pepper, and cardamom. Now you get a dry, sweet, dusty-like type of a sweetness from that cardamom. And also you get some sweet spiciness from the pink pepper, and the mandarin orange gives it like a tart fruitiness. With that mandarin orange and that cardamom, and that opening really draws me in because I love cardamom. You know, that cardamom gives it like a dry sweetness as well as some more sweetness, fruity sweetness from that mandarin orange. And the pink pepper uplifts it just a little bit, gives it like a, you know, like a fresh, sweet oriented type of a spice from the pink pepper. But as you transition to the mid, you get some clary sage, lavender, vetiver, and some jasmine. Now that jasmine is not a feminine type of a jasmine, like a sweet white floral feminine type of a accord. It's not that. It is, but that vetiver is what comes in and makes it a little bit more masculine. Gives it like a fresh, dry, dusty type of a somewhat subtle smokiness to this fragrance in the mid at least. The smokiness in the vetiver, which you typically would get in vetiver, but the smokiness is kind of dialed down a lot, just a little bit noticeable. But once you get that lavender and that clary sage in the mix with everything, that clary sage gives it like a sweet herbaceousness, you know, a little bit of an earthy type of a touch. The lavender makes it a little bit more of a powdery touch, and a lot of powderiness from that lavender. With that vetiver, mainly in the mid, you get that lavender and that vetiver, and those two notes of clary sage and jasmine is kind of dialed down just a little bit. And the fruitiness from the top is kind of lingering in the background as it transitions throughout the fragrance. So once you get into the base, you get oak, libinum, if I pronounced that right, and some patchouli. Dark, sweet, like earthy forest-like type of a accord coming from that patchouli. That libinum gives it like more of a fruity undertone, and it also gives it like more of a fresh woodsy spice as well, and it also warms this fragrance up on your skin quite nicely. But that oak, it's like a strong, bold, masculine, woodsy note. That's what you get majority out of this fragrance. Like once the fragrance dries down completely, is that like that fresh, spicy, woodsy oak type of accord. So overall, you just get this bold, woodsy, like type of a dry, dusty, fruity type of a scent that's like a blue marine type of a touch with a fruity undertone, if I didn't say that already. This fragrance is amazing. For the price that I got it for, $75 and some change at Nordstrom Rack in a gift set, this is a steal of a fragrance. Now, should you pay full retail for this? I'm gonna leave that up to you, because if it was me and I paid full retail for this, I wouldn't be complaining because I enjoyed this fragrance quite a bit. Now, it's a little bit of a story with this one as well, because when I tested this out, you know, in a high heat, Actually, this is my scent of the day, and I literally just sprayed this on this morning, and it's still booming. It's still booming. It's still doing its thing. You know, it's not like, you know, a atrocious, not atrocious, but it's not like a bold just beast of a projector. You know, it sits close to the skin because I'm in a like a air conditioning room. So when the heat hits this though, this fragrance shines so boldly. It shines so good when it comes to that heat, because I went to the dentist's office this morning and I oversprayed with this just in case it was lackluster in performance. But just in case I overspray with this, typically that's what I do with my fragrances. But anyway, the heat was just making this fragrance just boom, 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 boom all over the place. But the wind was blowing like all over the place and I couldn't really get whiffs of it. But once I walked through the door in the dentist's office and I came in contact with that air conditioning, that heat and that sillage was like a big old cloud just blew when I walked into the door, and I just got like a massive whiff of this, and it filled the whole lobby up in a good way. It wasn't suffocating, choking people out or anything like that. It wasn't like that. It was very, very attractive, at least to my nose. So in the terms of the heat makes it shine even more. It makes it project to perform even better. By this being a Parfum concentration with concentrated oils that's high, you know, that makes it sit close to your skin, the heat is the key to this. If you're like in climate control environments or rooms, you know, it sits a little softer to your skin, but the heat is the key to this. So the age group, this is a little bit more of a middle age on up. It has a little bit of maturity when it comes to that masculine notes that's inside of here with that oak and the vetiver and stuff like that. It does have an appeal in the opening, at least, to have like a, you know, appeal or for the younger crowds, you know, but it's mainly, when it dries down, it's mainly like a masculine type of a scent. So if you, any age can rock this. It doesn't matter if you like it, wear it. Specifically middle age, I'm up, in my opinion. Seasons to rock this, you know, it doesn't have a lot of complexity to it. So I think in my opinion, that it's versatile in all seasons. But specifically, if you want a specific opinion, you know, I'll say spring, summertime, because this adapts very well in the heat. You know, if you're wearing like, you know, fall, maybe winter time, you know, it's gonna sit closer to your skin because of that cold. But I don't think it'd be a slouch in the winter time because it does have a good amount of concentrated oils inside of here to where it will last a little bit long and cut through the cold. But this has a nice amount of freshness and sweetness to where, you know, when it hits, the high heat hits it, it does its thing quite nicely. Didn't receive any compliments on this, but it doesn't mean that you won't get any compliments, and it doesn't mean that this doesn't have a compliment factor, because the way that this smells, it definitely does. You know, it does have that potential to garner you compliments because of the appealing, you know, captivity, you know, that pull that it has, as far as like the smell is just so intoxicating and just appealing to me, that it will most likely garner you compliments if you're around the right people, if that makes sense. Should you pick this fragrance up? Absolutely. If you can find this I forgot to mention that this is a fingerprint magnet, but if you can find this for a discounted price, like I did, or cheaper, that would be a steal. But if you would have spent full retail, I'm pretty sure you ain't busting your head open, because the way that this smells, man, I think it's worth full retail. This fragrance here, yes Lord. But if you can find it cheaper, that's a steal, and that's good too.